Now to a story Target 8 has been covering for decades. The only Michigan man on death row will no longer face execution after President Joe Biden commuted the death sentences of more than 36 federal prisoners.
Instead, Marvin Gabriel of Newaygo County, who killed a woman to keep her from testifying against him in a rape case, will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker has covered this case since it broke in 1997. He spoke today with the victim's father.
It was in 2002 in Grand Rapids where a federal jury sentenced Marvin Gabriel to death in the 1997 murder of Rachel Timmerman. Her father says he had prepared himself to witness the execution.
We thought the timing was despicable.
How so?
We felt that President Biden could have waited until after the holidays.
Though he says he's not opposed to the commutation itself. Rachel Timmerman's father, Tim Timmerman, says the U.S. Attorney's Office in Grand Rapids called him Sunday night to tell him that Biden had commuted Gabriel's death sentence, which means Gabriel will serve life with no chance of freedom.
I offered to speak with you today because I'm a family of a victim, and I think President Biden offered a Christmas gift to the perpetrators of murder, but he offered only pain to the victims of the families of the families of the victims.
Biden says the commutations were consistent with his administration's moratorium on federal executions in cases other than terrorism and hate-motivated mass murder. He issued the commutations just weeks before President-elect Donald Trump, an outspoken proponent of expanding capital punishment, takes office. Can you imagine anyone who deserves it more than Marvin Gabriel?
No one. You couldn't imagine someone that deserved it more than Mr. Gabriel. He killed at least 5 people. Where's the justice in just giving him a prison bed to die comfortably in?
Gabriel was convicted of killing Timmerman in 1997, throwing her into a lake weighted down and alive to keep her from testifying against him in a rape trial. Her body surfaced in Oxford Lake in the Manistee National Forest, giving the federal government jurisdiction. The Michigan Constitution banned the death penalty in 1847. The body of Rachel's 11-month-old daughter, Shannon Verhaeg, was never recovered, despite repeated searches of the lake.
From the get-go, we offered to trade the death penalty for information regarding my granddaughter. We offered that from the very get-go. Gabriel was unwilling to tell us what he did with Shannon. So that's always remained an open hole in our heart. I think we've accepted that we're not going to see Shannon again. We've accepted that. So that bargaining chip is really irrelevant. Okay. So, yeah.
Do you think she's in that lake?
That would be my best guess, yeah. Absolutely.
Timmerman, who co-authored a book on the case, said he had accepted, even before the commutation, that Gabriel would likely die a natural death in prison. Gabriel is now 71.
Actually, I never really felt that Gabriel would be put to death by the federal government. We felt that the best case, he would be locked in a very small cage and not allowed to hurt anyone else. That was our best case scenario.
Rachel would be 46, Shannon 28, probably spending Christmas at Grandpa's home in northern Kent County.
It's just crazy. It's hard to believe that many years have gone past and it's still an open wound.
Gabriel is serving his sentence at the Medical Center for Federal Prisoners in Springfield, Missouri. In Grand Rapids, I'm Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker.